I believe we're live. We're live. It's Sue Greenwald here with Awakened Stories, and I'm here today with the real, original, one and only John F. Kennedy Jr. Hey, John, how are you?
I am doing awesome, Sue. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Awesome. And I see
Lives,
that,
lives are the way to go. Are the way to
yeah.
go.
Well, we're getting the story out there, and that's the title of today's thing. We are getting the story out there. Like I'm pounding my fist on the table. We're getting that story out, darn it. No matter what happens, right? We're going to continue getting that story out. And you've got so many good people that have been helping. I've been seeing like an increase of on social media for people supporting you, sending out graphics, memes, and videos. It's really great to see that out there.
It is so awesome. It
Yeah,
really is.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
heartfelt. It's wonderful. It
yeah,
is. We're trying so hard to get the story out, and
yeah.
I didn't want to be a salesman. I didn't want to be a book salesman or any of that. But it's all about the green to try to get the story out. It
Yeah.
sucks. It
Well,
does.
well, you got to promote it somehow, and this is the best way to do it at this point in history. But so for those that are new to the channel, we are basing our conversation on this particular book, Stolen Identity by John F. Kennedy Jr. Okay, and that tells basically his experiences from throughout his life, basically. So that, I mean, this is a great overview of what you went through, John, and to be continued, as you said, right? So that gives the people ideas of what you've gone through. Like I get questions all the time that they don't understand this, that, or that. If they would read the book and or listen to the first few videos that we did, that kind of explains the overview of what we're talking about, right? So there's no gaps. And then every week we just kind of get together. We basically talk about whatever we want. Sometimes John throws in a story that is not in the book, so it's all good.
Yeah, there's been so much going on, Sue.
Yeah.
We got the new book out now,
Yeah.
and it's on Lulu. Um, I said it's all about the green, but um, this came out. Mary Maxwell bought 1,000 color copies of this. I mean, 1,000, 100 color copies of this, and it cost her $1,100. She sent me 50, and I've been mailing them out like crazy. I think I spent $350 in postage.
Yeah.
She called me and said, "Hey, I'm pretty tight on money, but I want to order some more books." So some beautiful people gifted me checks for pendants and here and there, and I said, "Mary, I got $500. Um, the to order 100 black and white copies, it's like 600 and something. So I'm still a little short, but I want to get some more books. Uh, every day God works and makes it happen. He really does. But we're mailing them out, getting them out to people to share the truth, and my picture's on the cover for Christ's sake. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
She did an awesome job on putting this thing together.
Right. So where could people buy books independently of waiting for you to donate them books? Where
Well,
people
what I've been doing is if people get a pendant from the website, I've been autographing a book. Mary Maxwell autographed it. I've been sending them out with a pendant. Um, so they can get one that way. If they want to write me a letter and donate, just a gift, just or even say, hey, I don't have the money, I can't afford your book, I'll send you one if I got one to send.
right, right.
Like I said, I'm just me and her right now. We're trying to get 100 books um ordered. I ordered some stolen identity. I ordered 20 of these, and I just got an email this morning that said they're not even going to be here till next month. And I was like, that sucks.
Oh my
Um,
golly.
yeah, because I only have a couple more of these to give
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
But yeah, so next month I'll get 20 more of them. But
Well, this is interesting. So I bought this book. I was traveling the past 2 weeks. So I bought a couple of these books to send where I was going rather than take them in my luggage. I was giving them away. And they got there. They how Amazon promises a certain date, right? They got there substantially later, and I knew they were playing games. The book hadn't even shipped by the time I was almost ready to leave.
Uh,
Yeah, but I did get the books in time, but I know that there's a lot of game plan, you know?
yeah, Mary Maxwell's trying to get this one on Barnes and Nobles. I'm not sure if it's on Barnes and Nobles yet
Yeah,
and Amazon, but right now you can get it on lulu.com. It's a site that sells books. If you go in and type the historian tale,
yeah,
John F. Kennedy and Mary Maxwell, even if you're not gonna purchase the book, please let's get the search engines working.
yeah, yeah.
I was doing a live video on TikTok and YouTube. We tried that once, and TikTok removed my account. They
I
took me
saw
off of
that.
my live, and then they removed my account permanently.
Yep.
They sent me an email, or not an email, but a message when I tried to log in and said, "You're gone, buddy." And it was like they'll do, and that was for holding this up. There's people that have 20 accounts on the internet just holding my book up. The minute they hold my book up, they get I don't know what you call it, but
Yeah,
um,
well, I saw that you were permanently deleted. Then I saw the other person said this is account number 22. That was,
yeah, I believe that's
yeah,
Brenda. But there's so many people
yeah,
that get taken down just for trying to get the truth
yeah,
out.
yeah.
It's so true. It scares them at the top. So here's the latest, some of the latest info. Mary Maxwell, she was a lawyer. She's a very, very intelligent woman. She said, I want you to try to get your birth certificate. This was a month ago. So I tried to get my birth certificate. I cannot even get David Quigley's birth certificate. That means to me that Max Quigley forged my birth certificate. So then she said, here's a letter I want you to write the United States Marshals and ask them about being in the witness protection program. So I did that. We Googled the address, double checked the address. It's in Virginia, I believe, or Washington. Anyway, we certified it. We made it where they had to sign it, and we just tracked it. Robin tracked it yesterday or day before, and they said they had moved. The United States Marshal Service moved. They cannot sign it, and they did not leave a forwarding address. So I said, well, if they moved, Google it, use the search engine, find the United States Marshal's office. And the same address came up that we sent it to. So they're playing games too. I'm trying to get the truth out, trying to expose all these people for stealing my identity, for stealing billions of dollars, for doing the big M on my family members, unaliving them. And I'm getting the runaround from these people. It's sad. It's really sad. America's supposed to be, liberty and justice, and it's totally become evil organization
Right.
run by the cabal, and they'll do what they can. I mean, people, I am the son of our former assassinated president. What they did to me was horrendous. What they're doing to me now is horrendous. And it shows that my story right here should be on all the media right now, everything from Fox to you name it. I should be there because it's my truthful story, but it's not. Why? Because they're criminal organization. There's so much theft and criminal activity that is going on. Just exposing my story will expose them all, and they're doing whatever. I mean, I don't even know how many years. Time goes by so fast. I don't even know how many years I've been trying to get this story out with no help from above,
Well,
except for Daddy.
yeah,
Except for
yeah,
Daddy.
yeah, yeah. So you are getting help from above, literally, but I know you're talking about the people in the government or whatever, or anyone in authority, and they're not going to help you. I mean, they're going to either protect themselves if they were doing wrong, or they're afraid to come out because they don't want anything to happen to them or their family right now,
But we are getting it out old school, every which way we can. We
Yeah.
really are. People say, "Well, why don't you get a?" I would love to do things like get a billboard and have my books on them side by side as you go into Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Hey, but finances and if we had a billboard, how many people would go up there and spray paint it over before somebody saw it?
Well, or they'd have something run into it and create cause a fire or some crazy thing, you know. Oh,
Yeah,
we
get one of their
random.
freaking lasers and just burn it up.
Yeah, yeah. Just random. Well, they don't want the story out. They don't want to expose themselves or their friends or what their department or whatever has done. And they want to protect themselves. If they're a whistleblower, they're afraid. So it takes a lot of courage to do this. Look at and time. Look at you're on
It does.
online every single day talking about this. You're not letting it go. And that's why we're not letting it go, right?
Yeah. Well, this right here is a huge, huge achievement to
Yes.
me. This came out last year, and it's so big. Um, but the author Jackie Goldman, heart of gold to do this
Yes.
for me.
Yes.
Um, the shit she's probably had to take for writing
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
and for this new one, Mary Maxwell, beautiful lady. Um, she truthfully, she's wonderful, but she's like, they're gonna unalive me for this because she knows. But I'm like, you're protected. You'll be fine. But it's just the point of what we have to go through and the
Right.
worries to get some truth out to everyone right
Right.
there.
Right.
Um, it's so huge, the evil that's going on in this world. It really
Right.
is,
Right.
and we're trying to make it all better.
We are. Well, the first step is exposing it to those that don't know the story. And again, people are heavily programmed. It's not altogether their fault, all right? So they've been programmed their whole life that this, and this has happened. They believe the story. We're taught it in school, whatever it might be. So for when you present new information to people, they go automatically to disbelief. But the wise ones will like keep their eyes open and
Yeah,
look
I
around.
I hope the wise ones dig into the rabbit hole,
Yeah,
um, for sure. But you people that haven't seen this story, in short, I was kidnapped. I was replaced. They use identity theft. They steal your identity, and when they do that, they steal your money. Our governments are huge, and
yeah,
what they can do is very powerful. And a lot of them are criminals in our government,
right,
straight up.
right.
I could say story after story, but in short, I was kidnapped. I was replaced. The man the whole world knew was an organized crime member. They put him in place of me to launder money to build him up because they had him by the nuts to do, organized crime for them. That's how they work. That's how they do it. And
Yeah. And so basically, he has the image of being the good person, but he literally was doing all sorts of things behind the scenes that we don't probably
you
hear.
probably have no idea. He told me one day he wanted to be the next John Gotti.
Yeah.
He wanted to be the mafia don, the big boss. And all those people are run by our government, people within our government. They're allowed to do what they do by our own government. They made John Jr., aka George Onassis, the man that stole my identity, a district attorney. What evil deeds do you think they had him doing as a district attorney? He's not even who he said he was. Um, the birth certificate under his name is mine. I don't have a birth certificate except that one, the original. But what they do is huge, just like Caroline Kennedy, my sister.
Right.
Um, she's not who she says she is. She has no Kennedy blood. Just like John Jr. had no Kennedy blood whatsoever. They make them ambassadors to other countries, lawyers, so they can keep getting away with their evil deeds and stealing millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. And
Right.
that's what they do. And we're trying to share it. We're trying to say, hey, these people like the Clintons and these people in power, they're thieves, big time thieves. And they're in an organization of thieves and they keep getting away with it. When are we going to stand up and get rid of the thieves?
Right. Right. We're kind of seeing a lot of the CEOs step down of these dark corporations. We're seeing a lot of the politicians. There's a frenzy going on right now in America, which is super fun to watch, right? You're either on one side or the other, and it's very, very intense. And of course, that's not even what's really happening, but it's a big distraction for us. So a lot of fun things are happening. I think it's only going to lead to the truth coming out. So yay,
Yeah.
right? I think the bad guys are being taken out right now.
We are making a lot of headway. It's
Yeah,
huge.
yeah,
I'm always getting mail, we love you, John. I'll make a video or someone will make a video, and there's so much love there. Don't stop sharing your story. So much love. The
yeah,
haters are actually starting to go away. I mean, we get a few, but I think they're starting to realize that they're getting whooped by the truth.
right.
And
Well,
while I'm thinking of it, Sue, maybe we can get our friend that did the website to put up the link to Lulu of the new book.
no,
That would
okay,
be that would be awesome, so people can find the new book easy.
okay, okay. So basically, we could show the website anytime if you want, and we could put a link on there. And that would be easier for us to order than to basically go to you and have you donate the book. Like one of the things you want to get the story out, but also you really need money to live on. So you can't
Yeah,
donate everything. Do
yeah.
I
Well,
come over
you know
there?
when 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 Mary said, we need to order some more books
Yeah,
because she's doing the same thing I am. She
yeah,
had 50 copies, and she's sending them to congressmen and authors and people within our government, people in power,
yeah.
and she's mailing out like crazy. And I know I mailed,
Yeah.
two great big stacks last week, and just the shipping was $350 out of my pocket.
And you are doing the book rate for the shipping, right?
Sometimes I do the media mail, yeah. But sometimes if I want somebody to get in a hurry, I'll spend the
Yeah,
$11 for
yeah,
priority. But
yeah. Wow.
we just found our Smarty sent me the pirate ship, all the printers and everything. Well,
Yeah.
in our move we had lost the cords. So we had the stuff sitting here, but no cords, and Robin just found them like 2 days ago.
Oh, good, good.
So
That'll help
we're
a
gonna
lot.
we're gonna start that up. But yeah, we were like, well, where if we put the cords to it?
Yeah. Well, one thing is like if you sell the books directly, like we want people to buy the books, but we want you to have enough to live on as well while we're getting the story out there.
Yeah,
So I know you're very generous and all of that, but you can't donate everything.
yeah. I do have a good heart. I try to anyway.
Yeah.
Like somebody in Australia the other day said, "How much for one of your new books?" And I wanted to just give it to him, and I'm like, "Well, shipping to Australia is expensive.
Super.
It last time I sent one to Australia, it was $32."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Well, if you really want a book, it's $32 to have it shipped." And then I went to the post office yesterday or went Saturday or whatever it was, and they're like $42. So
Oof.
that just cost me an extra 10.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it all adds up, but I got some wonderful people that gift and send love blessings. And I had $500 in money orders. I put
Right.
them all together, and I said, Mary, we're gonna have $500 worth of books anyway. We'll get the $608 or whatever it is for the 100 because I want some books. And then I'm sitting in bed and I'm like, well, last time we went to the laundromat, it cost us $50 just to wash clothes at the laundromat. The prices are so crazy. And I see these wash machines for $100 on Marketplace on Craigslist, and I'm like, I could get a wash machine for $100. And then I think, well, I got book money. I need to get book money. So yeah, it's everyday life that you get hit with something else, and
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone is stretched very thin financially. Like the prices are going up. They're trying to create shortages and all that and panic and all this other stuff. But,
it's
we're all kind of in the same boat, although some are ahead of us, some are behind us, right? But
Yeah.
one of the
I
things I wanted to say is somebody had written a beautiful letter that we could send out to politicians, congressmen, or whatever. I have a template of a letter. You just would have to put your name and all that on it. And what I had done before, about let's say a year ago, is I sent an email to everyone. Like there's government websites and their emails are right there, the congressman.
yeah,
And I
I
just,
had all the CIA written down at one time, and there was hundreds of them.
yeah. So I just went through everyone and cut and pasted their information and sent them an e-letter. And that would be a quick and cheap way for us all to get those letters out there. My thing is I'm not sure how to get the template to people. Like I
Yeah.
was thinking I might be able to post it in the top of the video and you could cut and paste it. Okay. That would be one way to get it out to people.
I personally, and this was years ago, I sent hundreds of emails
Yeah.
and no reply. I mean, I've always sent emails, but I've never really gotten a reply.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this was actually years ago when I first started sharing my story. I sent hundreds of emails out,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, like 2 months after that fact, I got an email that said all these emails were not sent. It's like, why did it take them 2 months to tell me my email wasn't sent to all these people?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they don't want the truth out. They don't
Yeah.
want the world knowing my story because
Yeah.
it's so big. It exposes so much of the
Right.
corruption. They don't want it. They don't want it out, but we have to get it out because
Right.
the people are believing the lies straight up.
Well,
They're
yeah,
most
that's
of them do.
true. They believe the lies because they don't know they don't have the concept that they could be lied to, you know. And the thing is too, we're emailing or mailing those that do not want the story out. So it's 99.999% sure they're not going to respond. But again, it's something positive that we can do. It is helping, it is getting eyes on the book and all of that. So everything we do is helpful. It's just those kind
Most
of people will
definitely.
not want this story out.
Most definitely. And Mary Maxwell is sending books to all these people.
Yep.
And there's so many lions out there and supporters that are helping.
Yeah.
Any way that you can help share the story so I can get justice for my life, I can get my name back that they stole. And I lost my loved ones over
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
That is the JFK files. Everybody knows my father and my uncle. They don't know the rest of the story. I want justice for all the injustice, for all the unalives and all the theft and stealing that these people have done.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you can help in any way, even if it's share this video or any way you can think of to help me, people, I'm asking
Yeah.
for your help. I really am.
So again, we talked about this a couple times. The JFK files are being, released to the public. And I saw a report yesterday. I forgot the exact number, but it said something like 2,500 or 2,000 plus files are missing from what they're going to release. Okay. And I'm like, well, who knows that? Right? Who came up with that number and how did they know? So we don't know what's going to be presented to us.
Yeah, were they in the files and said, "Oh, this one mentions David Quigley and how we put him in the so-called witness protection program"? They can't see that one. That's
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Oh, he mentioned this one on the Black Ops. That's
yeah,
two.
yeah,
You know, but yeah, they definitely got to have something on me. When I walk into the FBI office and they say, "We can't talk to you, go away," they had to get that information from somewhere.
yeah, yeah.
You
Well,
know,
and
when I
you,
walk in with a little picture of my son and there's a guy with a buck knife up to his, and I go into the FBI and say, "This is an extortion picture right here." Oh, well, we don't do pictures. There's got to be some kind of files where they're told, "Hey, tell this guy walking in our office to go away."
well, the fact that you've been to the FBI multiple times is telling. Okay, so like how many of us watching this have
I
ever been?
even went to the Secret Service office, but their door was locked.
Yeah. I
They
mean,
probably seen me coming through their surveillance cameras and locked the door on me.
yeah, they saw your car pulling in. They're like, uh-oh, he's coming.
But
Yeah.
the things I had to do to stay alive,
Yeah.
huge. I gave myself a haircut one time and I made it short and I dyed it black. It was jet black. So I'm sporting a little jet black hairdo and I walked into the FBI. There's a woman at the window. You know, they got the bulletproof glass because
Yeah.
this isn't America anymore. They're all paranoid of their bullshit, what they've done. But there was two guys in the back, you know, um, 25 feet away. But they were back there. And I heard one guy say to the other, that's David Quigley.
Mm-mm-mm.
Even with my jet black hair, we were like, I didn't recognize him at first. And then the woman says, go away. You're wasting our time. After I heard the guy say that,
Wow. Wow.
I was wasting their time.
They weren't even nice about it either.
No.
Crazy.
And guess what, FBI? I'm John Kennedy Jr., the real one. My father was the president, and you're treating me like a homeless criminal and
Yeah.
telling me just to go away. We don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Craziness. Absolutely freaking crazy. They
Yeah.
should have treated me with respect. They should have done everything they could to solve the problems if they were true Americans and not covering up all the crime.
Right. Exactly. So many in the law enforcement, whether it be judges, police, whatever it might be, have been, corrupted. I hate to say it, and or that, they're like in that club, if you will, they're corrupted, or they're afraid because they know what's going on and they're afraid to get it out there, just like the whistleblowers are.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's
it's like I invite I invite the FBI, the Secret Service, the CIA. If you're not part of their criminal organization, it's not hard to find me. You can Google my freaking address. You can show up at my freaking door. People have and say, "Hey, we want to help you." It doesn't happen. It
right,
doesn't happen.
right, yeah. Well, like I said, nobody wants the story out except for those that have been wronged, right? Or those that want the truth out. Like those in power and control, they do not want the boat rocked. They don't want their friends exposed, they don't want themselves exposed, or they're afraid. So that's like the three main options, right?
Yeah.
So it's a
Somebody just
grassroots level.
somebody just shared our story.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
on YouTube. One woman, one mouth. That's their name on YouTube. One woman, one mouth. But
Okay.
she made a video the other day, and she's like, she's got some kind of application that she uses, but she was actually a pair of underpants talking, and she's like, "You got to go check out John Kennedy." She had me busting up laughing so much. I was like, "Jeez."
That's the name of her channel. Is that it?
One woman, one mouth. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
And she made me laugh so hard.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
she's been making, but she just said, "Yeah, John Kennedy's live with Sue." So that's
Yay.
cool.
Yeah.
We appreciate you sharing. You're awesome, and if you want to go good laugh, check out some of her videos.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
She one video. She's a potato head. It's just funny. It's
She's having
funny.
a live bet.
I stopped announcing that we were going live because every time I did, we seemed to have technical issues. They cut us off. It'd be pixelated. We couldn't hear whatever it would be. And I just was like, okay, I'm not giving them any extra time to prepare
Right.
whatever they're doing.
Oh, it was really hard when I was up at the campground. You
Yeah.
know, we paid for Wi-Fi. We had campground Wi-Fi, and it would still mess with us.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I can't see you, or I can't even log on. It was, but we're getting it
Yeah.
out there. We're getting it out there
Yeah.
for people just like that. That said,
Yeah.
hey, check
Yeah.
us out.
Well, you've got some very good people that are helping share the stories, the videos, the books, and doing the social media, like the memes and the videos. Like I've been seeing them more and more and more and more, and that's so exciting, you know.
That's
So,
awesome.
so if those that are watching come across it, of course, like it, but share it to your channel, share it to your whatever you call it page, share it to those that might want to see it.
And if they make videos of this book, it is so appreciated. You can find a picture on lulu.com.
Yeah.
Um, my guess is I'm only making $3 a book myself, but it goes back to more books
Yeah.
and the story gets out.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. My picture's on it right on the
Yeah.
front. I
Well,
love it.
your picture's on this one too. It's a great picture. And of course,
Yeah.
both books have pictures on the inside as well as basically there are different styles of books. This is like the core story. It's not totally chronological, but you get what John has gone through if you read this. And this adds in the book you have with Mary, adds more detail. It rounds out the story a little bit more.
Yeah,
So,
she's actually interviewed many people that have been under MK Ultra.
yeah.
Some of those people aren't around to this day. She's very, very intelligent. Mary is very, very intelligent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, she's, she in that book, she's wanting me to get justice. She said, "Hey, we got to get John's name back," and then she's sending these books to anybody that can make that happen.
Right.
So we'll see. But she's a wonderful soul, wonderful
Yeah.
soul.
Well, that's why I said this is the year. And I'm serious about it. Like we're not fooling around anymore. Not that we were
Right.
fooling around, but we're done fooling around. Like we need to get this story out there. And
Yeah,
people
they even
gotta
gave me
pay
teeth in this
attention.
one though. I got teeth in this one.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did that, but that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. So, yeah, so we've been doing this for, I think, over a year now. You and I have been talking pretty much once a week, and we've got lots of stories that are not in the book that we've talked about. I unfortunately did not index the videos, meaning I didn't like if there was a point where there was a story. I usually sometimes we'll go back and put that out there so people know. I made the mistake of not doing it. Now it's a project, right?
Well, I tell you what, Sue, in that year that you've been doing videos, I have got so much love, so much support from the people in your circle.
Yep.
They're absolutely wonderful, good-hearted, loving people.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's
Yeah.
awesome. And it's
Yeah.
so appreciated. It really is.
Well, you're welcome. And the fact that, how does one, a single person in society, get to the top levels of the politicians, the news people? Like, how do we get the story out there? Well, they don't want the story out there. So the answer is you probably never could, right?
Right.
That's why we have to do it. We can't be sitting around waiting for them to call us back. We've got to do it until somebody pays attention and says, "Whoa, he's telling the truth. We need to get this out there," right?
Yeah. Like I said, I found a lot of locked doors. I've sent a lot of emails with no
Yeah,
replies.
yeah,
It's so big.
yeah.
The corruption is so big.
And look, your father's been gone over 60 years. Okay. Why are these files still, under lock and key? Why don't we know what they say? Like, well, we know
Yeah.
why, because it's going to expose corruption. People are
Yeah,
now. Is
it's
there anyone
that's what
out
they're
there? Is there anyone out there that really thinks one bullet did it, and it was John? It was one person, and the story that we've been told is real? No, but they don't want to tell us the real truth or even part of the real truth.
yeah, and what they've been doing since then, it's so huge. I mean, just the replacement of me should
Yeah,
say a lot,
yeah,
because they knew what was going on. Our Secret Service did it. Our Secret Service, our United States Secret Service that protects the President of the United
right.
States, what they do?
Yeah,
What did our Secret Service do? They replaced me with a man that stole billions of dollars. That's what they did. I'm
yeah,
not sugarcoating it. Why did they kill my dad? I just told you, money and power.
right.
Why'd they kill my uncle? Money and power. And they made all their replacements. Some of those people are still alive. It's been 61 years, but you know, you still got Caroline out there. You got other ones that were involved in the whole
Right,
deal to launder all that. And all they got to do is follow the money trail. It's that easy.
right, right,
If I had $1 billion and I died, where'd all my money go? Just like my father was a billionaire, my stepfather was a billionaire. You had two billionaires that are involved in this that both died. Where'd all the money go? All you gotta do is follow the money, and you got
right.
all the criminals right then and there.
Yeah,
Millions of dollars went to this one. Millions of dollars went to this one. You got all the millions that went to the Clintons, Pelosi. It's all right in front of everybody's face. But who do we get to say, okay, this money went here, that money went there, and do anything about it?
right. I think one of the things I appreciate is not only learning the story, but I didn't understand a year ago why they would go to such lengths to do this. Why? Doesn't make sense. It's a lot of effort to switch somebody out and not have anyone else notice. Then you explained how they do it and why they do it to get the resources of the person that they are taking over, to get the
Well,
power, the control, the business, the this, the that. There's a plan there. Like
right,
it's
it's warfare. It literally is warfare. It's a war. You know, when you have a country and they invade another country with troops. You get hundreds of thousands of troops and you invade that country. Why are they doing that in the first place? They'll make up all kinds of reasons, but it's just still the wealth of that country, whether it's
right,
the oil or the gold and the silver and the income from that
right,
country. That's why they're there. Well, instead of doing all that, they send in teams of people, call it our Secret Service, our CIA, and they'll pick out the individuals one by one. They won't send in 100,000 troops. They'll send in a couple dozen people with the objective of let's figure out how we're going to replace this individual in power that is a billionaire that is in the top of the country. And that's what they did
right,
with my father, my uncle, my loved ones. They targeted in them, but not, actually warfare.
right. Right. And you know what I'm finding is now that I've learned the story, and I've known things have gone on out in the government, but you're seeing it happen. Like we're seeing how prevalent this is. This isn't a one and done. There are so many other people that have had their identity stolen as well. And even like right now with celebrities, okay, we're seeing the celebrity, I've lost weight, I've gained weight, I've been sick, I've this, I've that. They're not even the same person. And it's so apparent,
Yeah.
right?
But they do that for the money because that person is making money every minute of every day.
Yep.
Just like the
Control.
people of Walmart and et cetera, et cetera. It's huge what they do. It is so freaking huge.
Yeah. So there was a news report, let's say a couple weeks ago about Walmart that they would hire these seniors, as the greeters or whatever. We talked about that briefly, but we didn't go to the next step. They hire these older people, and then Walmart would take out a life insurance policy on them.
Wow, I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, is that's so horrible, right? These poor people are not, they don't have enough money to live and they're working these physically hard jobs. They're either in the cold or they're standing on cement for whatever, 8 hours. And they are older many times and I'm sure it's not a fun job because people aren't very respectful to them,
Yeah.
not
The
good.
Walmart greeters. Walmart greeters.
Yeah.
The ones that get injured and have a broken arm and can't work, but they're there. They say, hello, welcome to Walmart. And
Yeah.
then when you're on your way out, they say, did you steal that shit? Let me see your receipt.
I really normally I'm very polite to people, but one time and I didn't like get into a fight or anything. I was like, dude, you see me walk away from the checkout counter with bags. Are you kidding me? Like you now I gotta dig through my purse for a receipt. And we had this big conversation. And he drives 45 minutes a day for that job. And I've seen him there a lot. And I don't go to Walmart there, but that often, but then I had compassion for him. He was doing his job. It's a ridiculous job. But they're doing that so they don't have to hire cashiers anymore, saving money, right?
And the theft is getting worse and worse because inflation is getting so bad.
Yeah.
We got to do something, people. We got
Yeah.
to do something. We got
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
you know
And I
why
mean,
all these problems we have is because we
yeah.
have criminals running things
Look
flat
at,
out.
we have people in their 70s working as Walmart greeters because they don't have enough money to buy their basic necessities. That's not right. Yeah. We have homeless living on the street because they can't pay their rent. It's not right. Like we all know that there's something wrong. The world is upside down right now. And so we're
Well,
doing what we can.
if people can build me up in the public's eye, I will do everything in my power to help fix all our problems.
Right.
Because, once we expose the criminals and they're taking everything, and it's everything.
Right.
They're the cabal, the greed. It is in every single thing.
Right. Right. It's true. There's so much greed out there. The bad guys will never have enough. They will never have enough money, control, power, this or that.
And then
And
they make it a crime to be homeless.
yeah,
They
poor,
make it a crime to be hungry and homeless.
yeah. So it's always seems like we go down these dark roads, you know. I'm sorry
Yeah, but
that,
it's all there. I
yeah.
mean, we're crime fighters. We're trying to stop all this evilness, and
Yeah.
the only way that I know how is to wake people up to it.
Yeah.
And let them know, hey, when you go to the grocery store and you see these homeless people sleeping in front of the grocery store, it's because we got a criminal government.
Yeah. And especially, you know, the US has had a really cold snap the past few weeks. It's been very cold. And, you know, of course, I worry about like the wild birds and the animals and stuff, but think of the people living there, how hard it would be to go for weeks with bitter cold, no
Yeah,
food, no respect from other people. It's got to be a hopeless feeling.
I can't even imagine being
Yeah.
out in the snow and the cold, homeless.
No, no.
I've been out, homeless a few times, but never out in the cold.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why your story is really necessary to get out. We need to break through, right? We're like, you know, that ant movie that we share clips of. The grasshoppers are oppressing the ants, and the grasshopper says, "Hey, if one ant stands up to us and the rest follow, they outnumber us 100 to 1." And it's true. We outnumber them.
We do.
It's a matter of getting people organized on the same page. They're educating them. They don't know the story. Like people don't know what to do. But right now it's like getting the story out there so their eyes are open to this and all the other stuff that's going on out there.
Yeah, there's literally handfuls of criminals with all these funds and resources, just handfuls of them. And there's literally billions of us in this
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
And we're allowing them to treat us the way they do.
Yeah.
And it's all because people think, oh, well, our government's going to help us out. And,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yep. Yeah. So I wanted to share your website if we could. Again, we do it every once in a while.
that's
Oh, wait a
awesome
minute.
and appreciated.
It's a user error yet again.
Oh,
That's funny. You got to be in my head. That's really funny. Um, but I wanted to share the website just so those that haven't seen it yet can take a look. Okay. So here's the website, and we're on the timeline page right now. Let's go over to home. The website is the real John F. Kennedy Jr.com. And it should look like this. If you go anywhere else and get a different website, it is not legit. Okay. So a lot of them, there was a couple out there that were selling materials like t-shirts and stuff. And people thought they were yours, but you were not getting any compensation or you were not getting the proceeds from those sales, right?
there is my book on somebody sent me. Yeah, I know who sent it to me. Wonderful gal, but she sent me a thing. They're selling my books on eBay from other countries.
Oh,
They're already making my book and reselling it on eBay. But they removed me from TikTok a couple days ago. Another one of my accounts. I was doing good. I had a couple thousand followers. I was building it up. But Robin Googled myself on TikTok, and there's probably a dozen fake accounts of me that aren't of me. So they take the real one down and leave all these dozens of
Right,
accounts up that aren't me, people.
right,
I have no account right now on TikTok, none.
right.
So if you're on TikTok, just report them all, please. Say this is a fraudulent fake account trying to scam people for some reason.
So I think that's what we want to tell people about right now is that if John contacts you directly, especially asking for money, that is not a legit contact, okay? Because there are fake accounts out there all over, and they're asking for a variety of things, or they might want to talk with you, and then they do a variety of things. In general, John is not going to contact you unless it's about a specific thing, like a pendant, a book, or whatever, okay?
Right.
So don't be tricked. All right. Now there are some websites on the homepage and some videos and kind of a little brief overview, a timeline. I'm just showing this. This website was created by a company called the Source of Love Official.com. Love that name. So if you know somebody that needs graphics or a modestly priced website, this is the person to do it for you.
It's a wonderful website. It really,
Yeah.
really is. I
Yeah.
could have never done anything like this.
Loving it. Yeah,
Yeah.
loving it. Yep. So it's got a lot of your, I mean, it doesn't have every interview out there, but it's got a lot of content out there. Okay. So there's a lot of great pictures as well. All right. And then we have the timeline in the gallery. So the gallery shows lots more pictures, but this is, I'm so sorry. I went to the wrong thing. My thumb pressed it. Um, this timeline to me is invaluable because it puts it in an organized fashion, kind of what happened to you. And it's very brief. So if you're like, I don't understand the story, this is a really easy place, oh my golly, to go and get the story. I,
Yeah.
yeah, I love,
It's not a very hard story to figure out. Our Secret Service was in control, and they replaced me around the age of 9 or 10 years old
yeah,
with one of their family members. Blood in, blood out. You got the cabal. You got different families in the cabal. They wanted their families to take power of the United States of America, and they did it.
yeah,
They did it. They had no problem killing the president of the United States. They had no problem killing my loved ones. They had no problem replacing my loved ones, but they did it. And that's who's in our government, the same organized crime. It's two wings, the
right,
same freaking organized crime. And that's what I'm sharing.
right,
If you support Trump and you're like, oh, he's going to make this world a better place for us, I hate to tell you, he's part of the same crime ring, and it's just you have one better evil than the other.
right. Yeah,
I can't sugarcoat it. I can't. You know.
yeah. Well, and this is the gallery page with just different photos, and I wanted to show your ear again. But yeah,
Yeah, that's a great example right there of my ears. You know,
what-
you got my big flappy earlobe, and then all of a sudden at the age of 10, I don't have a flappy earlobe no more. My earlobe is stuck to my side of my jaw.
yeah, right,
That's when the replacement happened. They
yeah,
had us grow our hair long at the same time. They put us together as friends. And then I disappeared and he became me. That's how they do it. That's how they work. You know, Sean Hannity, he was there. Denzel Washington, he was there. There's people that know this story, but they'd rather take the money because
right,
they're scared.
right. And there's a picture right there of some of your classmates, not all of them. So this is you and the other John, the
Right.
imposter.
Actually, that's backwards.
Yep, yep,
I'm the goofy one on the right,
yep. And that's him,
and he was showing me his ring.
right? And
And
you're
that's a very important picture because he was showing me his ring because they had him commit an unalivement. Once he did that for the mafia, for the family, he was a made man.
right,
And they made him to be me. People think, oh, a made man, that means you had to commit the utmost crime of unaliving someone. Well, when you're up high up in government, a made man is they teach you, they mold you, they train you. You are in school with the cabal. You're being molded and taught to kill and not have any remorse.
Yeah. It's so shocking to hear that. And basically, he got his ring, and he was showing you the ring for killing someone. And he was probably what, 8 there, 10?
Mm,
Shocking.
probably at least 10 or 12, I'm thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well,
And yeah,
it's saying 1969, but you can't go by what they say. So we would have been 9 years old right
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so this is you in this picture in the front, and this is the imposter, John.
Yep.
And I want to say, I've been, I'm on YouTube, and obviously I'll scroll through the YouTube selections they toss my way. And there's a lot of the fake John Jr. videos out there that I often scroll through. And there was one recently, it showed a picture of his two parents. His mother especially was right behind him, and you could see the striking resemblance of them. Okay. So he does not look like a Kennedy at all, but he looks very much like his mother. So you can really see that resemblance.
There's literally thousands and thousands of photographs because I was in the spotlight. The Kennedys were in the spotlight. So there's so many photos. Henry just brought a new one to my attention. There was a video of me getting off a plane, and guess who was right behind me? Denzel Washington.
No.
Yeah, and he took a couple pictures, and Henry's like, "That's definitely Denzel. I can tell you that right now." And I went, "Oh, okay." I honestly don't remember. I remember hanging out with them, but I don't remember them snapping pictures of us. It always happened, but
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy, right? Cool. And of course, so for those that are new to watching these videos, again, John was from a wealthy family, the son of a president. He met all sorts of what we call celebrities throughout his whole life. And he was in Hollywood movies and TV shows. He met actors, politicians, artists, everyone around the world. He had experiences that, the majority of us don't have, opportunity to have, right? So he met a lot of people. He knows a lot of people. He's seen what they've done. Yeah. So I'm just going through the pages. So this is about you a little bit. And one of my favorites is the shop page, okay? Because I love talking about the pendants. So we're selling these, do you hear how I'm talking? You're selling these healing pendants.
no, we are. I appreciate
Yeah.
what you've
Yeah.
done. I really do.
Yeah. So
And the
basically,
king, big shout out to the king. I could have
yeah,
not done this without you guys. I couldn't.
yeah,
And it's blessing us so big time.
yeah.
It really
Yeah.
is.
So pendants are 5 different colors, 2 sizes each, small and large. They're $110 with $10 shipping. And basically, it's not just the collector's item ability that's so cool about these pendants. What is, I think, even more important in a way is the healing and protective frequencies that are in these pendants. So there's a lot more than are listed here. But we've seen John wear his pendant for the last year and go from not looking and feeling so good to looking and feeling so much better, right? All past,
Absolutely. And I
yeah,
even put one on this morning.
yeah,
I have never worn a black one. It's like, oh, I'll wear a black one. I need some new frequencies going on here.
yeah, yeah,
So I put it on this morning, and it's like, I wish I knew more about them. I
yeah.
really do. Sometime I'm gonna have to get time and figure them out, but it sure makes me feel better. It
Well,
does.
the pendants basically have all sorts of healing and protective frequencies. So it works like a sine wave. Okay. So you know what noise canceling headphones are. They have a sine wave of what the noise is, and they just cancel it out. They trace the same frequency or line, if you will. These are the same. All right. They're frequencies to prevent or to protect or to enhance healing or whatever it might be. Okay. So it works kind of like that if you want to think of it as a sine wave or a noise canceling headphone, but it's passive. So there's millions, billions, there's an unlimited number of frequencies in each of these pendants, and they're updated periodically with new frequencies, stronger frequencies, or whatever. And they have a radius of 1,000 feet. Okay, so and the way King Smarty would say it is they have a rainbow way of blossoming out. Like some frequencies are stronger than others. So when you walk through the grocery store, the food is getting uplifted and the people that you're around are also getting uplifted. So that's cool.
I made a video the other day. I was sharing my house, and I didn't really notice the water bottle, but Robin's got Smarty stickers all over the water bottle,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, check this out, people.
Yeah, yeah. So I wear a lot of those jewelry pieces, but I have the stickers all over my house and all that in my refrigerator. I want my food to be high vibration, my house to be high vibration, all of that. So I'm creative. Like I'll tape things to the bottom of the table and put them on the fridge, whatever it might be. Yeah,
That's Robin. That's
yeah,
Robin right
yeah.
there.
So, but yeah, it just helps uplift the energy. So we've seen you look so much better just from wearing the pendants.
Well, literally, I was dying,
Yeah,
and the doctors
yeah,
told me, I don't know what you're doing. Keep doing
yeah,
it.
yeah. So I think, the story goes something like your heart was functioning at something like 10%. And then you went back a few months ago and then they said, hey, you're at 50 something percent
Right.
efficiency. So they've measured the improvement,
Yeah. Well,
and that's good.
I mean, time flies so quick, but yeah, it was like over 2 years ago now, I believe. My heart was at 10%. They were talking about you need a heart transplant. We want to send you to Las Vegas. You can wait for a heart there, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
And I was like, well, I need to think about all that. That's pretty heavy duty
yeah,
shit. You're
yeah,
telling
that's
me
how we do
I'll
it.
be getting somebody else's heart, maybe. But they were telling me I was probably going to die on the operating table when they put a stent in my heart, all this stuff. But it's been 2.5 years. I'm
Yeah,
feeling a whole lot better, a
yeah,
whole lot better.
yeah. Yeah. So everything works, those charms work. So we'll leave it this way. If John has a book, he'll send you a book. But I'm just going on the record for don't do that, John, because you need to sell the books. But I know you're trying to help people because everyone's in that situation. So
Yeah, that's my goal in life is to get my story out. It's so difficult
yeah,
to say, "Hey, I'm John Kennedy Jr. World."
yeah, yeah,
What they did to me, kidnapping, replacing me, and stealing from me and my loved ones, you know,
yeah,
it's such a huge story, and getting people to hear it is
yeah.
so hard because we're up against so many enemies at the top with their wealth.
One of the most prevalent questions I get is about, well, why does he just take a DNA test? Oh, geez, we didn't think about that, did we?
Yeah, 5 DNA tests later,
Yeah. So,
thousands of dollars later.
yeah,
And I need to get to Robin. She needs to go to the bank and get the receipt for the certified money order check that we sent them. Um,
yeah,
she says she's got it, Carlson Labs, and we need to
yeah,
demand justice for not even getting a courtesy of an email. I mean, you
yeah,
send somebody thousands of dollars with DNA samples, you expect a common email or a letter in the mail saying, "Hey, this
right.
is what the results are. That's what we paid thousands of dollars for."
Yeah. They probably lost the DNA, right? Or something. But so to answer the question of,
Or they moved like our United States Marshal's office.
well, so to answer the question is, all right. So let's say John does a DNA test, which he's at number 5 right now. What makes you think that if they've killed his father in broad daylight and kidnapped him, stolen his identity, stole his family's fortune, killed the remainder of the family, and then all of these horrible, nefarious things. What makes you think that they can't buy off the lab or they don't control the lab?
On the lab. I mean, these people are billionaires.
Yeah,
And, when you're a billionaire, what can you buy? If I
every,
was a billionaire, I could buy this whole town, really, straight up. I mean, that's what they do.
yeah,
They steal someone's identity that is a billionaire, they replace that person, and they can do anything in the world.
yeah,
Anything in the world.
yep, yep. So that answers the question. He has tried multiple times, getting different responses. In this case, recently getting no response. And that's been over a year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Been a while.
Yeah.
I think I'm done with DNA. If somebody wants to spend thousands of dollars, I got some hair samples. I'll put some blood. I'll spit on in a vial, whatever. If you
Yep.
want to spend
Yep.
thousands of dollars to prove I am who I am or who I'm not,
Yep.
be my guest.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I know who I am. I've lived it, and I've seen the pain and the sorrow of it all. And if you don't see all the other evidence that we're putting out there from everything in the world, I mean, that birth certificate is mine.
Yeah.
And there's probably a footprint on it that will match my footprint, more than likely. But getting my own birth certificate from the cabal
Yeah.
is huge.
Yeah. Well, like again, if we look at the website and look at your ear, like there's a picture of your childhood ear there, and then down below there was a picture of you as an adult, the same ear lobe, right? Where if we look at, the imposter George's ear, right, totally looks different.
Hmm.
So just using your own
It's
eye,
not the same person.
yeah,
I mean, and a lot of people can just look at my daddy and look at me and look at my eyes and
yeah,
my nose and say, hey, yeah, you're his son, compared to the Greek John Jr., the whole world knew. And it's exposing how they work.
right,
They know he was an imposter. You'll know now that he was an imposter, and that's how they work.
right,
Let's expose it to the world. Hey, that's how our government works. They kill people, they replace people, and they steal their money.
right,
It's huge.
right.
Right here, stolen identity.
Yeah. And like I said, way, 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 way more prevalent than we'd like to think, you know. So like I said, you're the snowplow. Once you start to break through the ice and all that, the rest will follow.
Yeah,
And
and my new book also has my email address and my post office box. If you want to send me an email, it's in the book somewhere.
yeah, yeah.
Um, People can do that if they want to get a hold of me
Yeah.
and make big plans for taking our country back from the evil corruption.
Well,
Send me an email, send me a letter.
it's also on the website. There's a contact page which I didn't show, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that template for the letter you can send to the Congress people, and I'm going to put it in the description or the comments of this video. Okay, it's going to take me a little while to get to it, but I'm going to do that. So for those that are motivated, cut and paste it, and then just send it to everyone, right?
Things
And,
like that are such a big deal.
yeah, yeah.
It's
It's
all
free to
help.
do if you use email. Okay. And I did it like I said a couple years ago for something else. I just went right through the list and sent everybody everything. Now they don't ever respond because they're not the good guys, but it's still fun to do. You feel like you're helping, right? And
Yeah,
you are
and in a
helping.
way you are. So I mean, I walk in somewhere with my pendant or a book, and people got to ask you about it.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. Well, anything else you want to get to this week?
There's a lot going on, and hopefully this book we can get it taken off, and so the whole world knows
Yeah,
my story. Um,
awesome.
yeah, I'm
It's on
praying every
Lulu,
day.
everybody.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm praying
Um,
every day my story gets out. I've worked really really hard all the time
yeah.
to get the truth out, and I'm getting tired, but I
Right.
ain't giving up.
No, no. It's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And so, like, I'm pounding my hand on the desk right now. This story's going out there 2025, right?
Yeah, we all
We're
agree it'll
helping.
get out there this year. It'll
Yep, we're
happen.
helping.
It'll happen.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. It's always great to talk about random and fun things.
I thank you so much, Sue. I really, really do for your efforts, what you're doing.
Yeah.
It means a lot. It's really
Yeah.
heartfelt.
Like I
Thank you.
said, we need to get that truth out there because for you need justice. You need people to believe you and get your story out there. And there's so many more that will be behind you. And we don't even know who they all are. It's going to be so interesting. So
Right.
thank you.
All